When a woman says, and when you complain in the comments or you complain about certain stuff when it comes to polygyny and all this stuff, and when you start saying stuff like, well, you didn't consider wife's feelings. Okay, cool. At what point does a man still have to be a man to make a decision for his family? Or as a man, should he be dictated by the whims of other feelings and emotions? Assalamu alaikum, peace. I am Coach Nadir, one of the founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships, as one of the authors of Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. Now, today I want to talk to you about something that sometimes we don't understand as men and know how to express it. And for women, it's equally challenging to understand. So let me get to it. That's really dealing with the way we make decisions in general. I'm talking about as a man. And it's funny because I say in general, and it made me think of war and being a general. So men, we have different responsibilities. And I'm saying this because you may come across as a man, if you want to practice polygyny or already practice polygyny, or maybe you might be in the healing process if there were some challenges, or you want to know what to look forward to in the future, things that may occur. Or if you're a woman and trying to make sense of things. And I'm going to let you know, sometimes it's best not to sign up for that class with trying to make sense of polygyny, trying to give different reasonings for it, because there are a plethora of reasons, and simply choosing one that suits whatever you feel may not be, one, appropriate. Two, it kind of, allows you to project and believe that when, again, it may not be fact. So with that being said, like I tell brothers and men all over the place, look, just like we'll never understand how it feels physically to give birth or to have a menstrual cycle, or understand the hormonal changes that go on during that time of the month, women are not going to be able to understand polygyny and a man's build, whether we think it's biological or not, for or desire for it. So with that being said, I want to talk about one specific thing that gets said over and over. And I've already addressed this in the past, of course, with both coaches Fatima and Coach Nyla. We've done videos and stuff about it, but I want to just get into a quick, succinct video and talk directly with you. That thing is wife's feelings, considering your wife's feelings. I'm going to say wife's. So let's say you're practicing monogamy. You're married or you're single, and you know that you want to practice polygyny in the future, or maybe you just don't know, and the time comes about your monogamous marriage that you choose to, explore it. So the idea comes with, if a man chose polygyny and stuff like that, he didn't consider his wife's feelings. You have to consider the wife's feelings, that how it's going to impact the family and all that kind of stuff, right? Which is true. As a man, you are the leader of your family, or you're supposed to be the leader of your family. You're supposed to act in a responsible manner toward leading your family. Absolutely true. Here's where the fallacy or the challenge comes in. Just because you should consider the feelings of the wife and the impact of your family is that you should consider it. You should evaluate it, not take a whole bunch of assumptions, and then you may need to make a decision. That decision lies solely with you as the man. As unpopular as a decision may be, you still have to make that decision.
We'd like to interrupt this video to let you guys know to make sure you are registered for the Women's Polygyny Masterclass. Yes, it's our 4-part Polygyny Masterclass with your coaches, Coach Nyla
and Coach Fatima.
And we are going to talk about different things in preparing and thriving and growing in polygyny.
Yeah, and your co-wife connection. Everybody asks us, so we're going to go there. We're going to talk about all those things. We really hope you guys join us.
So make sure you click the link in the description and don't forget to register. We'll see you soon. I'll let you get back to the video.
So it's wrong to assume that We're not considering the feelings like, oh, I married Coach Nyla, so I couldn't have been, thinking about Coach Fatima, how that would hurt her or how she would feel. Now, I thought about that a lot. All right, I thought about that quite some time before marrying. Okay, but I had to make the ultimate decision. Now I can hear you going in the comments with all caps. Oh, that's so inconsiderate. Or how do you push to the side? Listen, feelings are just that. Feelings are supposed to be felt. That doesn't mean they're not real. Doesn't mean that it can't have some legitimacy. But it means they're feelings. And one thing I know as a man, that we cannot base our decisions simply and solely off of feelings alone. As a man, I must leave my family, have a vision for my family, be moving forward towards it. I should consider all of the different factors that I have information on. I should look at all the data, sift through it, and make a decision. Why? Because it's my family. It's impacting everyone who holds my name. As men, we know this. We know that we're supposed to lead. Now, let's take it off marriage because, see, that can be a sore spot. And since we're talking about polygyny in particular, it's like, my brick wall is up. You can't say anything regarding polygyny about feelings and all this kind of stuff. You ain't a woman. You don't understand how I feel. Okay, cool. All of that. Boom. We're going to pause that for a second, right? So let me give you an example of men making other difficult decisions. Man has to make a decision whether or not to go to war. Soldiers have to make that decision. You think that families are just like happy to go to war and do that? You may not come back. When you look at it generally speaking, of course, if you have a higher cause, a higher more, there are those who want to chase being a shahada, a shaheed. Right? That's noble. That's honorable. That's what a movement should do anyway. If you don't understand those terms, don't worry about it. But think about that. You may not come back from it. War is not pretty. Battles and fighting is not cute. But it's a necessity and things have to be done. Men may not want to go hunt. All right, whether it's going to work and going to deal with people that they don't like, or literally going out hunting. But you have to provide for your family. There are things that you must do as a man, as a protector. And you have to make that decision, no matter how comfortable your bed is, how alluring and sultry and enticing and seductive your wife is. You still have to make the difficult decisions, no matter how popular or unpopular it is. No matter how much somebody weighs in on a decision or how they feel about something, we have to make those decisions. Now, for me, I had to make the decision on whether or not this is going to benefit my family long term. Is it going to lead more to a legacy? Or as another example, people have to make really tough decisions. I know a couple that were a good couple and come to find out that one of the parties couldn't have children. But the other party wanted to have a child. And they didn't have this information before the marriage. But little did they know that the other person did know that they couldn't have children. All right. So that marriage dissolved. Loved each other, good marriage. They were compatible, all of that. But there was something that was very important. That's an unpopular decision. What should a person do? Just stay for love? But they want to have legacy. They want to have children. They want to be able to do these things. It's not easy. But we're adults. We have to make difficult decisions. It's not easy to give birth to children and raise these children, provide for these types of things to some of the most ungrateful beings on the planet. To be privileged and not understand. And yes, we were likely those two when we were younger, not understanding the challenges and toils our parents had went through. If you were, lucky enough to have a healthy family environment, right, that you were raised in. Nevertheless, it's not about being easy. It's not about not considering feelings and allowing that to weigh on you. We'll have to understand that there's also, when a woman says, and when you complain any comments or you complain about certain stuff when it comes to polygyny and all this stuff, and when you start saying stuff like, well, you didn't consider wife's feelings. Okay, cool. At what point does a man still have to be a man to make a decision for his family? Or should he be dictated by the whims of other feelings and emotions? Should he consider them? Yes. Should they make the decision for him? I don't think so. I really don't. Because at what point will a man just become a tool or a puppet of emotional manipulation if that's the case? I mean, it happens. Propaganda happens all around us at all times, whether you're waving a flag or putting on patriotic songs or something that's nostalgic from back in the day, or somebody wants to come stepping back into your life, by playing, making your favorite food or playing a song from the past or whatever it may be. See, one of the challenges about game is good game recognize all game. And that game requires a man to be a man, to evaluate as many things as he can, Look at the positives, look at the potential negatives to try to put buffers and contingencies and everything in place. So there's a lot more thinking that's going on behind the scenes or beneath the water, if you will, than you may assume. So with that being said, again, as a man, you got to make a decision. Now, of course, we talk about best practices. So as part of making that decision is having an open, honest conversation. Try to deal with it in advance of, or when you're thinking of, or if you're a woman and you're concerned about it, have that decision, that discussion, be open about it. You can initiate a conversation as well, quell your fears or whatever it may be so that you can be in the driver's seat, period. That's very important. So prayerfully, that helped you understand a little bit about the decision-making process and also understanding that feelings are meant to be felt. That's fine. But if feelings are dictating your decisions and your feelings change from day to day, hour to hour, from, hormone to hormone, that's probably not the best metric to use in the majority of your decision making. And as adults, we already know. Some people don't like to get up and have to go to work. All right, the emotions and feelings say nope, but they have some responsibility and obligations that need to get done and bills that need to get paid to make it happen. Not because they felt well. With that being said, though, changing your perception and dealing with growth, you can change and work on your perspective. You can work on and see the benefits of it. Now you can see, because when you're writing the book and those empty pages are there, you don't know what's happening in the next chapter. So there's going to be drama, there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. That's called life. But as you get through your story, and if you're working on that growth, then you get to that triumph over tragedy, because both will absolutely occur. That's called life. But a life well lived is a fulfilled life. That's what we're striving for. It's already short enough because we already know that we're dying as we're speaking. We're getting closer to that day. So why not choose to be proactive in your growth and live at a higher level? So with that being said, make sure you subscribe. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. So beneath the video, I want you to put the word decisions. That lets us know you took the time to go through the entire video, to listen to what we're saying, give us some topic discussion, but put the word decisions to show us some love. Let us know you made it. Make sure you subscribe and get our notifications. With that being said, I'm out. I'm Coach Nadir, the coach that helps people get their shift together. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Here are 3 ways outstanding personal relationships can help you.
Make sure you guys are following us on our social medias at Outstanding Personal Relationships on YouTube and Facebook, and on IG at Outstanding Relationships, and also Clubhouse under our names.
And make sure you go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and sign up for our email list. And there you will get updates on our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored.
Absolutely. And last but not least, when it comes to coaching or counseling, if you want to work with us one-on-one or in group settings, make sure you're on that website and reach out to us, because we do have very limited spots and we usually have a wait list. So with that being said, GLC.
Make sure you are growing intentionally,
loving fearlessly,
and connecting on a higher level every single day. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.